guys, we just got back from The Naked Gun, and I am so happy to report to you.
I was scared.
Go out and see this thing. I laughed so much. And I laughed so hard that I had tears in my eyes. This is exactly what I wanted from this film. You know how when we're talking and we say, you know, they don't make them like they used to. I say that all the time. They don't make them like they used to. They don't make Spaceballs, stuff like that. They don't make, you know, Naked Gun, Hot Shots, those comedies that are just so over the top, so parodies. It got worse and worse over time when they were trying to with like Scary Movie 4 and Epic Movie and superhero skin so bad. And we were like, they don't make them like they used to. This has the soul, the passion, the writing. It feels just like the original. The jokes are deadpan. That dry delivery from Liam Neeson is so perfect, especially because he's this action star and this serious actor, but he pulls it off so well. And we knew, us three knew. A lot of people were questioning, oh, can he do this? I'm like, are you crazy?
Yes,
but they haven't seen that one skit. What was that skit that he did?
I showed you?
Yeah, what was that?
The grocery. It was
what show is that?
I forget the show. God damn it.
What was the joke?
It's a long, drawn-out joke, but he's basically like, I want to try my foot in comedy. He's like, okay, I'm going to come to your grocery store. He's like, hello. He's like, we're closed.
And then it gets wildly inappropriate. It's hilarious. And from that, I knew that he could do this dry, deadpan delivery.
Yes.
And it worked so well here. And I was worried that this would be like, you know, reviving a franchise this old. We just got done with Happy Gilmore 2, right? And that made me laugh 0 times. I maybe chuckled once or twice. It's just lazy. It's just references put in for the sake of references, cameos for the sake of cameos, without the material behind it to really make it lively and funny. And here, there was a lot of jokes. Some of them miss. Obviously, not everybody's humor is exactly the same. But if you watch the original Naked Gun movies, multiple, Spaceballs, Mel Brooks stuff, this has that same type of comedy that I didn't expect, and it picks up right there. Especially taking, what is it? I don't know how to describe this. It happens a lot in this film where somebody will use a turn of phrase and you know,
like don't call me Shirley.
Drebin will take it seriously. Yeah. Something meant was like fight a building. What's like hard?
You can't fight City Hall. It's like, of course you can. It's a building.
You know, stuff like this. It doesn't sound like immediately funny, but when you have that really good delivery, you smile and you laugh.
We got the momentum too. It's like it starts off funny and then it maintains that humor the entire way. And so by the end, there are a lot of like dumb fucking jokes, but it's like you're gonna chuckle at it because they've like conditioned you to do those things. So
yeah, and I expected maybe for there to be like 30%, you know, laughing. You know, you're gonna give me 100 jokes, I'm gonna laugh at 30 of them. Here, I was laughing at 80 to 90%. I really liked it that much. There was only one sequence with a snowman that I didn't really find all that funny, that the rest of the audience kind of found really funny.
Yeah. I think it went a little too long.
It went a little too long for me. It was good to see the audience enjoy it, but I you know, wasn't all that funny for me. But so many jokes do hit. And I don't want to ruin any of those jokes for you because I want that full effect. Basically, go to the theaters. Comedies like this are a dying breed. They even did like this promo where it was like, save a comedy, you know, and I agree with it completely. I want these types of comedies back that have the writing, that have the heart, that have the soul, and not just soulless schlock that Hollywood will crank out. Like, I Know What You Did Last Summer remake, or, you know, Epic Movie, and these, you know, Meet the Spartans, and this is kind of stupid shit. Sure. I like this stuff, and I'm trying to figure out, why was it so successful? You know, is it the writing team? You know, it just feels
Seth
perfect.
MacFarlane also
Seth MacFarlane.
Helped
Okay, that
out.
He
makes
was a
sense.
producer, yeah.
Yeah, he's made some great stuff. I did like the cowboy movie he made.
Well, with Liam Neeson, too.
Yeah.
I
Liam
like the
Neeson.
fact. Let's see. I like the fact that they really pushed some, and they don't hold back. There's some really inappropriate jokes by today's standards that they do and they get away with. There's a whole sequence of what is it? Heat Vision, where the evil guys are looking in on their
Austin Powers
apartment.
kind of thing.
Austin Powers kind of thing that a lot of comedies these days stay away from. It's the Mortal Kombat-ality word that I don't want to say because YouTube gets crazy. The B word. And yeah, so damn, this is really good stuff. So yeah, the originals were David Zucker and Pat Proft. So I thought maybe they'd be involved because it really, feels like that. But it's actually, let's see, screenwriters Avica Schaefer, Dan Greger, and Doug Mand. This screenwriting team of those three guys really deserve a lot of credit. Now, it was produced by Seth MacFarlane and Erica Huggins, but hell, even Pamela Anderson, which I didn't expect in the film, did her fair share of deadpan delivery. She might not be as good of an actress, I think, as Liam Neeson, but I think maybe she's actually his girlfriend now. They're dating.
Yeah.
They're dating.
Neeson. Huh. I wonder if that happened before or after.
It's got to be. That usually happens.
They date, yeah. But man, you'll just have a great fucking time, and I really enjoyed it. I thought that they were gonna push more of the OJ son joke. That's really just in the trailer. I thought that cop would be more involved.
Yeah,
it's not there. And then what's that one actor here? He's underutilized. Try to get this guy's name.
Paul Walter.
Yeah,
Paul Walter. Paul
great.
Walter Hauser as Captain Ed Hawken, the son of the previous character. He's underutilized here, but it doesn't matter to me because the focus for me is, Frank Drebin, and I wanted to see him, and I also love that it's that noir, so that old school noir storytelling where you've got the femme fatale that comes in. There's a great joke there when he's looking at this sexy silhouette when he goes into his office, and I love this humor. It really appeals to me, and it just worked on multiple levels. I really have not a lot of bad to say about it. It made fun of itself. At the beginning, the bad guys, do this heist, and they pick up the thing, and it says plot device, stuff like that. It's that self-referential spoof humor from Airplane and all these classics that I never thought I'd see in theaters again. I love it. Love it, love it, and I hope it does well. Go out and see this because I do want to see Naked Gun 33 and a quarter or whatever they're going to come up with if they do a sequel here. Yeah. And I could talk about some of the biggest laughs in the spoilers, but was it an interesting story? Yeah, I mean, it's just a police, it's a standard, villain thing. There's
they
nothing.
Make fun of it too, like little plot.
It's the plot from the. Well, I don't like it, but it's a stolen plot from another movie that came out not too long ago, and it's like, okay, it's exactly the same thing, but it's fine. It totally works. The movie is not about the plot.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone was having fun, and I appreciated it, and I think it works. What did you guys think of the Naked Gun 2015? Did you like it as much as I did?
Yeah, I was honestly, I was scared whenever I heard about this because I was like, shit, they're not going to do it like the original. They're not going to do it justice. But they did. Go out and watch this. I had a great time watching this. I was laughing my ass off. I did like Liam because he was great in A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
So I already knew. And
that.
the show was called, he was
that
in
bombed, by the way.
Life's Too Short.
Mm-hmm.
He was in that one episode. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's fucking hilarious. He's great. But the cast did a great job here. They didn't hold back any punches. This was honestly just felt like they just continued it.
Yeah, it's It's a great writing team. I mean, it was partially written and directed by one of the people from The Lonely Island, and so it's like those people always do a good job. And it's just funny, and it's dumb fun, but it's more fun. And so like sometimes, we watch a movie that's nothing but references in a mile a minute comedy where the story isn't very good, and we hated it because it was too dumb and not enough fun. And this one I think is just like it nails it, and it's hard to do. And so I think they deserve a ton of success and props for being successful with this, because I mean they make jokes. We've talked about but they make jokes that like you don't typically make anymore, and it's not, they're not doing it to they're not punching down on people, they're not doing anything where like people are going to get upset, but it's like they're having fun, and I think the audience, everyone in our theater was having a great time with it. So this is a really, degree of difficulty was high because I didn't think it was going to be any good.
I was going to be
and it's like praise it when it does.
And it's like it's really good.
Critics are at 90 plus, audience is 85 plus, and I think as more things come in, what
85?
Yeah,
I
fucking hate people. Okay, well let's not dour the mood here. You're gonna give these other fucking things like Twisted Metal season 1 like a 96 and a 93 and that kind of comedy. Maybe that's just the next generation of comedy. We're old farts. We like that Mel Brooks, that spoof, that Airplane. We find those jokes. There's a joke in this film that Alex, that help me with this one. That is, I'm going to read you your Miranda rights.
No, did you read them?
Did you read your Miranda rights?
And you want to go through the whole joke here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and then he looks right at her. He's like, "You idiot! Miranda doesn't write. Miranda's the lawyer. Charlotte's the art dealer, and Samantha's the whore. Carrie is the one that writes." And
I chuckled because I didn't understand the reference, and I was thinking about it. I was like, are they talking about a show, Sex in the City?
Yes.
And it was Sex in the City. But you see how it's like a multi-level joke, and it's very specific, but it works on multiple levels.
Well, and then
and it takes smart writing.
If it's not for you, there's another joke like 5 seconds down the road, and
my favorite, one of them was the UCLA one.
Oh yeah.
So
if you're there, it just sucks because I don't want to focus on the negativity, because I was surprised too when I saw 85. I thought certain this would be 95 or above. It debuted on Rotten Tomatoes, broke records at 100%, but then it's gone down since.
I thought for sure the critics would be 85 and then audiences would be in the 90, because this is totally a crowd-pleasing movie.
Yeah.
It is.
And there is. I'm going to read some positive ones first. This is crowd. Absolutely perfect. On par with the original.
Yes,
Clearly made by a team who cared deeply about living up to expectations. The jokes are well thought out and hilarious. Loved it. Classic nostalgia throwback. And movie stayed true to the old slapstick comedy. There's a lot of slapstick comedy. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. Like ripping guys' arms off and slapping them with their own arms and stuff like that. And Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson, a great duo. Cameos are great. Didn't really have high hopes, but it was really funny. Now, I'm curious, how would you absolutely laugh the entire movie? Nothing but fun. The chemistry between them made this movie definitely 80s comedies gold. So it's like 80s, 90s. I think it's more 80s comedy gold, and maybe we're just not that. Here are some of the negative ones. This movie wasn't funny almost at all. There was one scene, a kitchen scene in the trailer, that was actually funny. The rest made me wish I was having an aneurysm, or several. At least the song in the credits was almost amusing. I didn't see. That's funny. I didn't like. The song was amusing, but maybe that's their type of comedy.
Yeah.
Hey, I just finished watching the movie. It had some moments of lightness. Some jokes worked really well, while others fell flat. Neeson showed great comedic timing, but Pamela Anderson was terrible. Overall, it had me laughing at times until it became a bit tiresome. Nothing beats the original, which had unique style. I'll give this one 3 stars because it did make me laugh occasionally, but it's not a movie that will really stick with me. Honestly, I think this movie is at the level of the original. If you go back and watch the original, number one, the original actors are, I think, better suit the comedic timing and roles, and so it's as a classic. It's obviously the first, the original, the nostalgia's there, but actually, I think the laughs are bigger in this one, and there's more laughs in the original. If you go back and watch the original. But that's, and then let's see, cringy but catchy if you're high. Oh, well, what a wonderful critic here. I'm sure he has much to add to criticism. Here's another one. Stupid movie. A couple laughs, but basically missing the silliness of the original. What are you talking about? It is the most silly thing I've ever seen.
It's actually significantly more silly than, because the original one actually, like, outside of the police squad stuff, like the Drebin stuff, is an actual crime movie. It works as a noir movie. This one's plot is not very noir at all, and it is way more silly.
So I'm trying to find what the comedy of the people that give it 2 or 1 star. And these are very few and far between. We're talking about 85% or more, 90% like it. So I have to dig to find this one. I found one that gave it a low rating, and what were the jokes he liked the most? The Snowman and the chili dog scenes gave me the most laughs. Oh, and the X-ray binocular scene. So, but everything else he hated. So maybe it is those mile-a-minute jokes that I like the most, where it's taking turns of phrases too seriously, and I love that.
Well, I was gonna say for that person, they probably really enjoyed Happy Gilmore too.
Yes,
and that's like
probably
like,
that
what?
type of
How
comedy.
do you not like this comedy according to us?
Because not everybody has the same.
So we're the other people now.
Comedic tastes, right?
Yes.
Some people like Amy Schumer and her comedy specials, and some people like Eddie Murphy and Delirious. There's and then maybe people that like Amy Schumer hate Eddie Murphy's Delirious and Richard Pryor and stuff like that. So hey, each to their own.
But this is a good movie.
When it comes to comedy. There is no look. Even all of those reviews, except for the ones that are really ridiculous, are saying they're laughing. So if you want to laugh, and you want to laugh a lot, go to this movie. In fact, I laughed so much, I was getting tired of laughing. And I was like, man, is this too much, right? At certain points. But it's not. It's never too much. I was just enjoying myself so much. And that's what I go to the movies for, to really just belly laugh and enjoy myself and watch actors be silly. Get an opportunity to have fun. And you can tell all the cast and crew were having fun on this one. And not just that, hey, we're having fun on set, like theater kids type of thing, but everybody is in on the joke, and the jokes are working. And it just taps into the lifeblood of the original, and it works. So let's go to final verdicts. Or unless you want to talk about the plot or some other little bits.
We can't really do much of that
it's
without
tough.
Spoiler. Cause it's
I'm going to talk about the spoiler.
Small.
I mean, I've got notes on the plot where it's like, if I'll go for I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I think it's a super fucking funny movie. It is super loyal to the spirit of the originals. And the only reason it doesn't get a 10 out of 10 for me is
I'm trying to figure out why.
I do think the plot is real. They went to a stupid level where I didn't think they needed to go. The original plot is him trying to stop the assassination of the queen, and like it kind of makes sense and it fits within the world. This is such a almost superhero level. Like this is a thing that Superman would solve, and so it's so far beyond like.
Oh, right. It's not a typical. So the originals took it serious, and it was like kind of crime drama for real. What would happen in real life?
Yeah.
This one does have.
It's Frank Drebin is supposed to be like
a world threat.
It's it's Frank Drebin is a cartoon character in a real noir movie, and this one. It's that until we get to this end, and the end is just, and it doesn't really do anything with it, and so it just kind of happens, and it kind of goes to crazy town. But it's super funny, and I think you should go watch it. Yes. And the plot thing is such a minor thing. It didn't reach the 10 out of 10 legendary thing for me. But I think you should see it.
Yeah, I'm also at a 9. The cast did a great job. I was laughing my ass off. There are a lot of parts that kind of dragged on for a little too long. Yeah. It's kind of meandering, but overall, 9.
That can tend to happen in a comedy when it's throwing a bunch of jokes at you, and they think one joke is a little funnier than you think it is. But because there's so many that works, and I did belly laugh, and I was crying in a few of them, it just works for me. 9 out of 10, 2 for the same reasons Alex said. I think almost the plot could be, they could have gone the other direction and have that more grounded
stakes.
plot for that more deadpan delivery on things to make it more realistic. But because it's more cartoony, it does feel that could eventually take stuff. But these are nitpicks ultimately.
Yeah.
I think it is capable of a 10 out of 10. I'd have to watch these all back to back to figure out, because, as the sequels went on, there was diminishing returns and, much more crazy jokes. And yeah, but it pays homage to the original and it works. Here's some more. Naked Gun is a perfect reminder why theatrical comedy matters. Ultimately, the reboot delivers enough laugh to make it worth the ride. The extravaganza of fearless puns, bold non sequiturs. See, what's a non sequitur, Alex?
It's like a turn of phrase.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The turn of phrase taken too seriously. And absurdity delivered with gusto as tropes are skewered and cultural barbs are deployed with wild abandon. There might be some jokes that young people get missed on, because I just realized sometimes he's referencing Janet Jackson's Super Bowl stuff.
Or Sex and the
City. Some things that people are like, I won't understand.
Yeah, I mean, that's the danger with references and things like that, is there's going to be a large group of people, and then honestly, I mean, there are people that just don't get some of the the jokes that come out. I don't think it was funny. It's like, did you understand any of the jokes? No.
And what I like the most is that it goes for it. Yeah. Too many films are afraid to go full on. And this one's not afraid to go full on and do some shocking things and to just be what it is, wear its heart on its sleeve. All the way to even the post-credit. There's not a thing after the credits. There's it plays during the credits where he's just singing this song that he wrote for the Beth. And even in the credits, if you read the lines, there's funny jokes in there. There's a Netflix password that you can use. There's an eye chart test. There's different tennis grips.
There's like
set dressing, ranch, Italian vinaigrette.
Set dressing. Yeah. And I think by making it a murder mystery / well, in this case, world cartoony threat, did kind of work, and putting it in that where Liam gets to be the narrator at times and take it really serious, it works. So, yeah, we make this one short, and we'll go into spoilers. In our spoiler section, we'll talk about some of the biggest laughs, because these are coming 100 a minute, and so I can't remember quite a few of them. Hopefully the boys have. And I don't want to spoil them, because they all...
You should watch them.
But we're going spoilers.
Yeah. But I'll just talk about the ones that made me belly
much,
laugh and stuff. So, okay, thank y'all so much. Go out and see this one. Support a comedy. If I look here, I mean, I guess A Million Ways to Die in the West didn't bomb per se. It was, the budget was $40 million. Its box office was 80.
It was pretty funny.
87.2. So it made times 2. Usually you need to make more. Here's the thing, is that horrors are like 10 million and they make 100 million or 80 or something. Comedies are harder, especially
terrible.
These big budget comedies with big names in them. And I think they did go all out for the film, which is a rarity. They did $42 million in budget.
That's pretty low. I mean, some of these ones are getting real
About
inflated.
the same as A Million with the Ways to Die in the West. Yeah.
And so this is Paramount, and they're fucked. They're on fire, and everything there sucks. So I mean, maybe this is them.
It's gonna suck if this is just a one-time aberration, when it's like it's finally the return to comedy and doing it right, and it's maybe gonna fail.
If Paramount owns the license and they don't want to make another one, fine. I don't give a shit. I think what's most important is Seth MacFarlane and the Lonely Island guys and all these people are going back to make comedies, and if they can, like, the writing team is what is for me what's most important, because like there are other comedy franchises we can come back, or just brand new IPs that these people can write.
Well, I'm hoping Spaceballs 2 has this.
I agree.
Kind of have like around this level
we
right
can
here.
have a rebirth.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm. This
and
film,
Spinal Tap 2. I was actually
I saw a
surprised
trailer
about
for.
that.
I cannot believe it's
It
Spinal
looked
Tap
funny.
is such an underground hit.
I love
if
it.
If there's a film that's gonna bomb this year spectacularly, it's gonna be Spinal Tap.
I'm gonna watch that.
But
one.
us three, we're gonna watch it because
It's
we're
so
old
good.
farts and we like the original. Yeah. Turn it up to 11. Well, why don't you just? Okay. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but what I'm saying is that this film is just. It captures the feeling that I had in the original. Yeah. And all of its jokes, props, and comedy and gags were great. And they had me laughing a lot. And these are the types of satire and parody and making fun of the genres that I missed before things got bad. I don't know who the producers are. I know the Wayans were involved in a lot of them. They did some good ones at first, but then shit just fell.
Well, the Wayans got kicked out of the little groups, and then the other people,
them out.
They just kept doing it.
Was the pervy man.
Yeah, the pervy man. But this is what we want more of, not that shit. So that's it. Join us in the spoiler section for the biggest laughs, and we will see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section. So, ultimately, he's a police squad, and he gets the opening is what you see in the trailer. It's a bank robbery, and he goes in as a little girl, but he takes his mask off. He goes from a tiny person. You know, when we complain about it in Scream, they're like, that body can't fit there. They go way to the other side that obviously it's
But it's
fake.
a comedy.
One's a comedy.
It's
He
a
kicks
comedy.
everybody's ass.
Yeah.
And there's some funny bits here when he's kicking people's asses. You remember?
Yeah, there's one where he's fighting him and he picks up a guy, but it turns into a dummy. He's using that as a shield.
Yeah.
And you can clearly tell that it's a dummy getting hit with all the
Yeah, and then another part is
squids.
like people are coming up to him with a gun. He like grabs it and
Crushes
disarms it, crushes it, and takes
Takes
a bite
out of
it.
another one. Yeah.
This is perfect.
I'm like, all
And
right,
a
we're off
great
to a good
opening.
start.
It's a tone
It
setter.
sets the tone
Yes,
of the
exactly.
movie perfectly.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they would do the problem that if we want to get into like the plot of the movie is that the whole purpose of the bank heist is the robbers there are there for the money, but there's one big henchman. I mean big, the dude's gigantic. He's there for what's in a safety deposit box, and he gets the thing that's the PLOT.
Primal.
It's Kevin Durant.
something.
He always plays villains.
Yeah, so
But I like his delivery as later on. Okay, but anyway.
But it's the plot device is what they're looking for, and then there's an Elon Musk character in here who's going to use the plot device to kill everyone on Earth, save for his millionaire friends, and he's going to go into a bunker.
He's going to calm everybody up.
Yeah,
Say calm down, no, calm. The opposite of calm up.
but it's exactly the
Calm
plot
him
of
up.
Kingsman,
Calm
which
down.
is like I don't know. I mean, it is
Yeah,
Kingsman.
it's like
It's,
kind of a
it's
parody,
literally the
yeah.
plot of Kingsman, and it didn't fit for a Naked Gun. But it's such a small thing that it's like most of the time it's not
Doesn't
happening.
really matter.
It
There's
doesn't
a
really
villain,
matter.
We got to
but-
stop him.
Yeah. But the reason that it gets set up is one guy doesn't want the plot device to be used this way, and then he gets killed by the Elon Musk guy. And so then that's how the Noir thing, where the femme fatale comes in the office, and she's like, my brother is dead, but it wasn't his suicide. I need you to help me. And then it sets everything up.
So let's see. I'm trying to get some of these jokes. There's a joke where the car is overturned. There's just so many jokes that I can't even begin. There's a running gag with coffee where he's constantly getting coffee. There's the chili dog joke where he's showing one of the bank robbers, I know you were there, tell me about who hired you. But the tape he has goes all the way back from him driving in his car where he's eating chili dogs that is making him have diarrhea. And he's pulling people over who are bad guys with guns. And he's like, yeah, you can go ahead. I got to go to the bathroom. And he's like holding his ass that his diarrhea.
It's fucking hilarious.
And yeah.
Because they're just watching it, and they're like, and he's going in for a second one. It's like, oh, they're like,
Joe's
they're
like,
watching
fast
it. No,
forward,
don't do it,
fast
don't do it.
forward.
And he's in the corner with like deadpan. He's like, oh, I had 5 that day.
Right? He keeps eating more and more of them. So this is like, so that was a big laugh. And then even when he finds that dead brother character in the car, there's, you know, visual gags, which is also important to the Naked Gun franchise. They do the claw where they pick up the car, but then the car slips out. This one I didn't initially laugh. I said, this joke's not going to make me laugh. I'm not feeling it. But as soon as the car fell and all of the police officers reacted, oh, you know, as you do in the claw machine, I'm like, you got me. And I chuckled a little bit there. So even the ones that don't work are still working.
He puts on the glove to make sure he grabs the evidence, and then he's, you know, he uses it to like wipe his face, and he's picking stuff up. I mean, it's just lots of little things like that.
I don't see how anybody could be like, this is cringe or this is, you know, not funny. It's like, bro, like, I guess you're me with Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like
we are so on opposite sides.
But I feel like this is our type of humor because I was laughing my ass off when he's in the electrical car. The guy's like, all right, well, now we've taken it over. We're going to kill you. Drive this off a cliff. He's smashing out the fucking window.
That was a belly laugh.
He's shooting the window. He like fucking breaks through.
And you're like, all right, he's gonna get out.
He's gonna get out. But then a clown with balloons gets in the way, so the balloons get stuffed in there, and then
everybody's crossing the fucking street at that moment.
And then the fucking the beekeepers, so the bees get stuck in there. It's like, oh shit. And then
the best one.
The best one.
I thought it was gonna be the glass guys. It was. The glass guys are always walking. But it was a variation of the glass guys.
It was actually the windshield.
The goddamn windshield of this specific car. And when he drives
it's trapped.
He repairs the fucking car. And he's trying.
It sounds fucking stupid. It is. But it fucking works.
It works the way
I
it's
was
filmed.
laughing my ass off.
And it makes no sense how he gets out. I wish they would have done that slightly differently. He's like fumbling after he gets trapped in the car.
Pressing
Previously,
buttons.
it was locked, but he presses so many buttons that he has that little clippy show up
Which,
from Microsoft
again, the
Word.
Kids will not get that.
They won't get that one. And it helps him get out of the car. But it's like, but if the car was under control of the villain, it wouldn't have unlocked it, but whatever. But surprisingly, it follows its own logic. That's like the only one that didn't follow the logic. It might have been that the villain stopped, you know, and went to do something else because he thought, oh, he's dead for sure.
But, did you like the Black Eyed Peas a little bit?
Yeah, the Black Eyed Peas was. Go ahead, tell this one.
Oh, he's talking to the evil villain who owns a club, and they're like, "Oh, what kind of? You know, we play a lot of Black Eyed Peas, and we like to."
Okay, hold on. So they bond over their love of the Black Eyed Peas, and
let's get restarted.
Yes.
And then so he's like, "Are we allowed to say that word?" He's like, "In my club, we are." And like that's and it's just like it's just silliness, and they go through it, and
it is not. Here's the thing: it's not politically correct. And it's not supposed to be. You know, you might get offended by one or two of the jokes or whatever.
or if you're too serious about law enforcement, where he's like, well, since when do cops have to follow the law?
Yeah,
and like all
exactly. Cops don't follow. I break the law all the time.
I love that scene, but like the cherry on top of that scene is like he takes off anybody comes around because he couldn't get up.
Another visual gag that shouldn't be as funny as it is. It doesn't make any sense.
He's being serious, like, all right, see you later. Goes in the circle.
It's something you don't expect.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it funny. He couldn't find a way out. And he's like, that way out is out. Again, deadpan delivery and this charm that is missing from so many modern spoof comedies.
That was a joke.
Okay, so then the femme fatale goes into his office. He sees a silhouette of this sexy-ass woman, and then he goes into this office, and it turns out to be a coat rack, you know, and he's like, oh, it was just so funny the way he was so disappointed. And then he turns and he sees Pamela, so he still gets it. And he's like, can I offer you a chair? She's like, no, I got plenty at home. You know, it's those kinds of delivery.
Yeah, it's the same kind of jokes.
I guess those are non sequiturs. I got to look this up. But yeah, go ahead. Somebody take it.
And then he starts to do like the internal monologue when he sees her walking away, and he's like, this is a woman, the kind of woman put together that could, you know." And he starts doing the noir thing, and then all of a sudden you start to hear a bunch of other people, and all of the other dudes in the office are like staring at her ass as she's walking away, and they're doing their own.
And everybody's monologuing at once. He's like, "Guys, really? Can you give me a break here?" Yeah, and so then he goes on his investigation of this other thing because he got pulled off the case. So you have the classic chief who yells at him. I forgot who the chief was in the original, but it's yelling at him, and there's even a scene at one point where the chief learns what he's been doing, and she's in bed. You know the classic scene where they get woken up at 2, 3 in the morning. What did he do? I need him here immediately. And then the next scene, he's in their bedroom as if they're in her office. And she's like, shh, don't wake up my husband. He has a presentation to give. And so they're whispering the plot to each other, but it's that kind of good stuff.
What did you think about the jazz scene? I didn't think you were gonna like that one.
He's the jazz guy.
Well,
Ask him about the jazz.
No, whenever she starts going,
she starts scatting.
Oh,
dancing.
the skippity bopadoo. You know,
I was like,
that's one that it wasn't there to make. It didn't make me laugh, but it was entertaining. She's trying to distract the guy. It gets overly silly because everybody in the club is like, shut up. But the bad guy's like, ha ha, she's great. And that's, Coming to America and those kinds of things. That boy, good.
The best joke, I think, is when he's pouring her champagne and they're doing a toast. And as she takes a sip, he's like, this is from Bill Cosby's private collection. And then she immediately spits it back in the glass and puts it back down. And it's like,
okay, so the biggest laugh for me, again, this is spoilers. Please, if you haven't seen this, I wish you could go watch it originally. Stop now. The biggest laugh is eventually he captures the sub boss, the sub villain, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And this is a tough guy. He's got blonde hair, and what they do is he's in a hospital bed because what happened? He gets knocked out.
They gas him.
They gas him, and he's like, oh yeah. So he gets in his car. He's like, this is not my regular driver, and it's like, this is not my regular this is not my regular gas. And I guess he gets gas all the time. He wakes up, and Liam comes in, and
he sees the TV. It's like, Kane has been captured and arrested.
His boss has been captured and arrested.
Yeah, like,
and so he thinks that it's been 3 days. And so he's like, oh, shit. He's really nervous. And he's like, oh, we lost, right? And so he's explaining to him how we lost, cough up the plot and everything that you did wrong. And at first he plays the tough guy. He's like, nah, there's no way. Get out of here, cop. One more time. He's like, oh, yeah? You want to end up in jail? And so you think that he's going to go
off. Me off guard. I loved it.
You think he's going to go off on this big speech about how he's in trouble. His whole life is fucked. He's going to be in prison. But it initially goes in that direction, but then it takes a turn, and Drebin just comes up with his own version of this guy's life that swings out of control, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but it just kept making me laugh over and over and over, and that would have been perfect on its own. And the guy by the end is like, no, please, okay, I'll tell you. And that would have been perfect, and I would have enjoyed it. But then we have another banger of a joke right after that. And when he finally gives up the information, all the lights flip on, and then everything falls like a stage falls like it's opening up. Did you get it? And it's like, yeah. And I was like, well, that's actually kind of entrapment. And the movie knows that. And it's saying, well, we can't actually use that in a court of law. And he's like, what, breaking the law? Break the law all the time. And then right when he says that, the lights come on even more, and then a new set drops.
Did you get that?
And it's the other chick, the internal investigations on Drebin's character. We got him. And now he's in trouble, so he can't use that. But
she's like, how did you set all this stuff up? She's like, oh, I told all of these construction guys I'd take their license away if they didn't do it. And then
OSHA. And then more lights come on.
OSHA comes again.
Lifts up. And he entrapped her entrapment of his entrapment. And I was just enjoying the fuck out of it. And then it just cuts to the next scene.
This is that's fun, thought-out jokes.
Yes.
They're dumb fun, but they're
visual
well thought out.
That actually took some budget there with some of the sets and shit. Oh, I loved it. I laughed my ass off. I'm tired of laughing. I got tired of laughing.
There's a lot and some small jokes too. For me, the one I liked, he's like, oh, they're in his apartment. It's like, oh, where'd you go to college? He's like, oh, UCLA. It's like, oh, yeah, I do. I have a nice place over the hill.
I see LA every day.
That's right. She goes, I see LA every day.
UCLA?
Non sequiturs. Then they taking it too serious.
They had this thing where they're building the sexual tension and they're talking about a turkey and they're using all of these euphemisms for sex.
But it gets too out of control.
It gets too out of control, but then they reel it back in and they actually start cooking a turkey, and then like things just get like ridiculous.
This is the big one. The X-ray binoculars that even the people that hate the film liked.
Yeah. And so like they're basting the turkey, and he's like, oh, earlier he's like, oh, my oven is dirty, talking about I guess his filthy crotch or something. And so she's in there cleaning the oven with a brush, and then but the perspective is she's doing
sucking his beep.
Yeah, and then he's using a baster and it's squirting everywhere, and then
and she's helping him with the baster with the turkey, so it looks like she's giving him a reach around, and he's squirting, and then a dog comes in.
He's like, "Oh, this is my dog."
Biting the baster,
can't talk about it on YouTube. Exactly, and then the dog starts licking the baster, and this is the villain.
It's like, what is going on?
Well, Kevin Durant is like, oh.
He starts like nice in the very first thing, and then it's just like, oh, and it's getting more and more
progressively worse and worse. Yeah. And Danny Huston as Richard Kane, the Elon Musk kind of guy stand-in. He also plays villains all the fucking time, and he does a good job as well.
Yeah, I recognize him from the 30 Days of Night vampire movie.
Yeah, they eventually have a confrontation at the what event? Some event where everybody's at.
It's a WWFC.
FC. They combine the UFC and in wrestling. And he's about to get caught, so he just says, fuck it. I'm going to take the MacGuffin and I'm going to press the button. But it's only locally. And he planned to do every single device in the world will make everybody turn into rage zombies. But he only does it locally, so everybody starts fighting everybody. We get a hilarious bit where Drebin kicks everybody's ass in a epic fashion, and then he's punching everybody's balls like the classic Dumb and Dumber. But then eventually they have a villain-on-villain fight, and they ramp up the music, and you think this is going to be like, the big fight, but he punches him in the belly, and the villain's like, ah, fuck!
I'm gonna throw up.
What the fuck? And his performance, because he looks like such a a James Bond villain, but to see a James Bond villain like crying like this is hilarious.
Well, he's serious, and he's an evil guy, and he's like, you hit me in the soft spot of my tummy.
It's like, have you even fought before?
Yeah, and it's
yeah, plenty of times, but he's lying. And then he's like, you got me, but I'm gonna get away because I got jetpack suit cuffs or some shit. So he flies away and he slams his head in the light because he wasn't looking, and then he falls back to the ground and gets arrested. Hilarious, man. So many visuals, so many funny gags, and like I said, I loved it. What else?
I think they had Presley on there too.
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, Lisa Marie was.
Priscilla Presley.
Priscilla was in there. Yeah,
reprises her role.
Yeah, she's there looking at his wiener.
Yeah,
like that's the scene that she's in. His
right.
pants get ripped off while he's upside down, and one of the commentators starts talking in depth about his wiener.
Mm-hmm.
And then
so there is a subplot with his father. So when you see in the trailer, all of them are looking up. Everybody's the son of their dad, who was in the police force, and so obviously, Frank Drebin is looking up to his father. And later on in the film, he's like, if you could show me a sign, show up as an owl or something cool, and then later on an owl shows up, and so it's his father, and he flies on the owl while these guys are riding motorcycles. Randomly, the evil cabal just... I don't know, the villain has motorcycles for them to escape, but he didn't think it through. All the evil cabal villains that are rich, powerful people don't know how to drive the motorcycles, so they're all ramming into each other. It's just wild. And then, so the owl, he chases down a lot of the motorcycle people, knocks their heads off, and there's blood and stuff. And he defeats the villain, or poops his dad owl, poops on the main villain's visor, stopping him, and then he's like, I'm proud of you, son, as he flies off.
Yeah, the owl thing was too far for me. That was one that, I love the villains not being able to ride motorcycles and that whole, that bit, but, anytime we went to I felt we went a little far, and I was like, hey, when everything in the movie is grounded but Drebin and his hijinks, I think everything was working better.
Yeah, that was the same problem.
Yep.
That was the same problem for me with the whole Snowman scene, because like they're doing like a montage of them
when
falling
they realize
in
they
love.
fall in love. Yeah.
Yeah, and
It was right. It was very funny before that, but then it goes into.
They started doing the Ouija board stuff. I thought that was
snow.
pretty funny. I thought they were gonna like make a demon, like, and then like.
That
some
hijinks were going to
something
ensue.
quick. Yeah, like a crazy
but it turns
demon.
into Jack Frost.
Yeah.
Well, Frosty, they reanimate a snowman, and then they start to have a threesome with it, and then it's like even more, and then even more.
start
The
and then
threesome
even more.
was fun.
Yeah,
I like the threesome.
But it just keeps going and keeps going.
They push him away. He starts feeling neglected. He's like getting.
Then
like,
the song
he gets all
warps.
sad.
And then
goes for too long.
They're in the tub, and he's just watching them. Then he turns evil.
And then it keeps going because then he takes his inhaler and he sets up this whole thing, and then they set up a chasing, and it's like it just goes on. It's too much.
Right. The Dumb and Dumber had this scene where, he turns into the Kung Fu Master, Jim Carrey, and it just does. You don't want to overstay your welcome. And this was like 3 times that length of the dream sequence, and it overstayed. But apparently, some people like that one. Okay, there were some jokes that didn't work. What were the jokes that didn't work for you guys? Ones that worked for me is they show this guy who's half naked, and apparently red light therapy on your dick
Increase your sperm count.
Increase the sperm count. So they did that several times. It showed the villain. I was like, that didn't make me laugh. I didn't know what they were going for there. It was smoking, so I guess to make it like you're burning your dick off or something. So that one didn't work. The Snowman one didn't make me chuckle. What other ones?
There was ones that went on too long. They have this. They make fun of in fighting movies. Everyone fights the main character one at a time.
Where he's punching the dudes out there taking a number. I actually like.
Yeah,
that
so
one.
I like that part,
Yeah.
but then it doesn't end there, and he continues to go through all of the ones there.
Joe, is there one that you hated?
The scat
I
thing.
honestly didn't hate him. I
Oh,
was
the
like,
scat
eh.
one you didn't like.
Yeah, I think it just went too.
Yeah.
It went too long.
It was
just-
it
I
was
didn't
annoying
hate
because
it.
it's Pamela Anderson being annoying on purpose, and I was like,
Yeah, there wasn't like ones that I really hated or
Good,
anything, but
good.
there's a lot of good ones. Another one that I liked was
Yes.
he's sneaking into the video room trying to get the files, and then he trips down the stairs, and then his cell
all right,
phone
he's trying to be
rings.
quiet.
His cell
His
phone
mom
rings.
calls.
His mom's calling. He's, no, mom.
How did he defeat these guys again?
Oh, he just beats the hell
Yeah,
out of
he's-
them. Those
yeah.
two, he just beats the hell
he
out of
rips
normally.
that was when he rips the guy's arm off and he tricks one.
Yeah. He goes up to a bartender who is like a famous wrestler or something.
Cody, yeah.
And again, some people aren't going to like it because...
I didn't even know who this was, but he had a look about him. And he's like, he must be so.
Yeah, and so he's
Yeah,
like,
Cody.
I'm not going to give you any information. You shot my brother, and he's like, that could be thousands of people. You shot him while
he
running
narrows
event.
it
That could be
down.
hundreds of people. He was unarmed. It still doesn't help, and he's like,
57 people.
and he's like, he was white. He's like, you're Tommy's little brother, and it's
exactly.
like, and then it's like, and then it's funny, and then he's trying to get information, so he slams his head in, and then it's like
his face keeps changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super silly, but I think it was effective.
And you know what? It never overstayed its welcome. It was just long enough.
It's 85
and
minutes
just
short.
enough jokes where it was good. So yeah.
I'm
Did
all
they tease at a sequel? What are they at the end? What happens? We
At
already
the
talked
end,
about
he-
the credits.
He
has
goes to they like paid time off or leave. Or
It's
paid
another
time off
joke
or
that's
something.
going to piss some
right.
people off
Yes.
because
Right.
it turns out he
Yes.
broke 1 million laws, and then the police chief is like, "Hey, we're bringing back the police squad but don't worry, we are going to make sure that Frank Drebin gets what he deserves." And it shows that he's going to get investigated by Internal Affairs, and he's at Club Med, right? And they're drinking cocktails and all of these like
Everybody's got Hawaiian shirts on,
Yeah.
and there's a
Yeah,
waterfall, and then somebody falls or splashes into the water, and then the water freezes. And this is reverence and honoring the original because they do the joke that all the police squads did, where during the credits they freeze. And you can tell that they're frozen because they're slightly moving.
Yeah.
And they do that joke, and they go far with the joke where even they realize it, whereas, they didn't do that in previous ones.
like, what's going
and
on?
he's like
Scared.
poking the credits and stuff like that. So I thought that was clever and funny, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Anything else though?
Yeah, I want
Lots of cameos. Busta Rhymes is in this.
Oh, yeah, Busta Rhymes.
Even
Which
though I saw in the trailer, I still fucking laughed.
I didn't
Man's
see
laughter.
Man's laughter.
Man's laughter.
manslaughter, man's
Yeah.
laughter.
Yeah.
I did hear
He
you
must
laugh.
have been
though.
one
It's
hell of a
dumb, but
joke.
it's there. Yeah.
That's a you joke.
I love it.
I thought we were gonna get put your hands for my eyes to see things,
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
but
yeah.
no, it's Busta Rhymes is not. He's just playing a dude.
Yeah, great stuff.
Dave Bautista shows up out of nowhere as
Did
a.
not
As a
expect-
Oh, because he
that.
needed to go to the bathroom. So when he's making his villain
His little
speech,
stunt double, yeah.
yeah, Liam.
Drebin leaves,
Yeah.
goes to the bathroom, and it's fucking Dave Bautista. And he gives his speech. Then he comes back and he's like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry, I messed up a few of the lines." He's like, "Don't worry about it." So yeah, it's great spoof genre, works perfectly.
More of
And
this,
more of this,
please.
please. I would like to see. So hopefully, Spaceballs 2
Yeah.
is like this. Here's I think what works. A lot of these older, reviving, very old franchises, they lean too heavily in, oh, you didn't want us to make the sequel because we're too old. Well, he's really old. Hey, look at how old he is. And this is all old. And now he's old. And so he's got a big old family and they're a but they don't do that here. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't even think there's really
They don't
one or
really-
two jokes that he's too old.
No.
He's just doing the things that he would have always done that we
he's-
enjoy him doing. Happy Gilmore too. Oh, he's old now and he's got a family and he doesn't have to. He can't do all the things that he used to do.
I mean, I think for me, it's like an ego thing. I think the people who made it didn't have an ego, and they wanted to make sure that they captured the spirit of the originals, and they weren't trying to do their own thing with the name and the IP. It's like, no, I know people like that old thing, but I'm going to put my stamp on it.
Past it.
Let's
What
move-
would it be like in 30 years from now? It's
Yeah.
like, but people don't want. They want what we like.
You've changed it so much from what it originally was, what people really
You lost
liked,
the
and it's
charm
like,
in the heart.
yeah, these people were trying to faithfully recreate the magic of the original two without doing too much of their own personal shit, and I think they did a good job.
Perfect way to end it. That is exactly the Naked Gun 2025, and all the people involved. I hope go on to either do a sequel or to do more comedies like this. You've earned my ticket purchase price for the future. Like we said, go out and see this one. Support it. I hope it does well. Even if it doesn't do well in theaters, this one I think is going to do well on streaming and VOD. It's that kind of movie. It'll be on Amazon and stuff, but yeah, probably they'll put it on Paramount Plus and stuff like that. But go and see it in theaters. It really does deserve it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And it's a great time with great comedies out there, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.